I get asked a lot if I use all the vintage cards that I thrift, and I do, so let's send some out. It's important to me to send out greeting cards to my family and friends, and so I found a process that works to make that possible. I recently sent out my last April card, so now it's time to do my May cards. I start out by getting out my planner. Now I have my schedule in here as well, and so I have missed a few birthdays on accident. So I did order a perpetual calendar from Schmamazon, and that will help simplify this process. We have a lot to send out in May, and so I am going to go ahead and write those all down. Throughout my life, my Aunt Amy has always sent out birthday cards to me and my family, and she always made it so special. So I've always wanted to do that and be that for somebody. So I make sure I send out cards as much as I can. I thrift the majority of my cards. Most of them I'll get for 25 cents or less. And so I have a lot stored here and a lot to pick from. So let's pick them out for my May people. I needed 3 anniversary cards, and so here I am pulling those. I did end up getting 2 of the same kind, but that's okay. All 3 are vintage and very sweet. I also needed 3 adult birthdays and 1 kid's birthday. I started to fill this one out first and then realized that the envelope was too small, so I grabbed a different one that had an envelope that worked. Not only are vintage cards really pretty and really neat, but usually the message on the inside is pretty thoughtful and way better than any of the cards that you'll find today. I think it's sweet, but it also allows me to just sign some of the cards instead of having to write an additional message. And this card is for a teen boy. It is not vintage, but I did put a sticker on it instead of taping it just to, add a little fun. So as I'm filling these out, I sign our names. I will put it on the envelope. I will tape it shut because vintage envelopes, and then I will write their name. The next step is to put on their address and our address. We do have an address stamp, which I would highly recommend. And then this is the last key piece. I will look at the date of their birthday or anniversary, and then I will go look at the calendar and I will make sure to mail it out probably 3 or 4 days ahead of time. That way, if I don't get it out that day, it still gets there in time. So each one will have a mail by, and I'll have the posted on there. Even if some are mailed the same day, I will still put a post-it on each one to avoid any confusion. And of course, I need to make sure I put another post-it about doing June cards on the bottom, so once the last card is gone, I have a reminder. I make sure all the cards are in chronological order, and then I put them right here by the garage door, so when I walk out, I will see if something needs to be mailed. This process allows me to do it all at once and makes it super feasible to send them out.